Hello and welcome to another episode of the Tejano Traveler. I am your host, Wally, and today we are in Bandera, Texas, one of the towns in the Texas Hill Country. It's almost right in the middle of it, surrounded by the hills and everything. Our first stop is the Bandera Museum of Natural History. This museum has a weird collection of Spanish colonial art that a local citizen donated to it. It's quite a collection, so you should definitely check it out. It's also a natural history museum. That's what it started off as, so it's got fossils and masks and all this cool stuff for kids to look through and enjoy and learn a little bit more about animals and our ecosystems and everything. It's got setups of animal environments and what animals would live there. It's a pretty cool museum for being smack down in the middle of nowhere in Bandera, Texas. It's actually one of my favorites. Plus outside they have all these replica dinosaurs, life-size of course, and I had to take a picture with Stegosaurus because it's kind of weird looking. And of course Triceratops is there. But it's definitely worth a stop if you're with kids and they need something to do. On the crazier, weirder side, we have the Frontier Times Museum, which has old antiques from the frontier days and from the late 18th and 19th century and 20th century stuff. It's a collection of old things that you can look through and see what life was like in the past. And some of this stuff I recognize and I know what it's for. Other stuff I'm like, what the hell is this? So it's got a nice collection of things if you're looking for things that are being collected, like coins and head busts and seashells and that sort of thing. But it also has its fair share of weird things, like this two-headed sheep. Look at how creepy it is. Kill it! Then grill it. And this weird squirrel that mummified and died. Plus it's got what certain animals would look like. I guess if you're in the middle of somewhere, you sort of don't really have access to museums to go look at some of these things, but here they do, and that's what you do. You come here and you look at taxidermied animals so you can have an idea of what the world looks like outside of your little town. It's a very happy cougar, by the way. And a raccoon, which looks suspicious. Also, they have an art show, which I love local art shows that showcases the local areas, and it's got some Western art. Then we also have the world's largest longhorn skull. Look at how huge it is. It's plastered on the side of the building, and it actually looks like a longhorn skull, so I'm kind of excited. Then we'll move on over to the outskirts of Bandera, Texas, to POLLY'S Chapel. POLLY'S Chapel was a chapel made by Polycarpo something, but he was a regular farmer and decided to make himself a chapel so that his people could come and worship, and it's still standing, and it's kind of creepy because there's nobody there, but it's still well maintained. I heard people have their weddings here and everything. But it's pretty cool to go and see a chapel out in the middle of nowhere. You should definitely check it out. Plus it's pretty. Look at that. Look at the craftsmanship. And then we're ending with going to the Hill Country State Natural Area, which is a bunch of Texas Hill Country hills smacked together with some trails, which is awesome. Look at those green hills and valleys and meadows, and it's perfect to just get lost in and figure out how you're going to get out before sundown, which is what happened to me. But that's Bandera, Texas. You should definitely go and visit, especially if you want to get a feel for what a Texas Hill Country is. Thanks for watching.